Okay, so when a person has been found guilty of committing a capital offense, the sentence that such offense carries is sentence of death. And capital offenses are offenses that carry the death penalty. And under the Nigerian law, as of today, the capital offenses that are recognized are armed robbery, treason, murder, terrorism. From what I just explained now, kidnapping is not a capital offense unless a person dies in the custody of the kidnappers. So assuming somebody kidnaps another now and he collected ransom, but nobody died in the person's care while being kidnapped, then if the kidnapper is arrested, he cannot be sentenced to death. But assuming the person that he kidnapped dies in custody, then there is murder in that regard. Also, from what I just explained now, rape is not a capital offense. If a person is convicted of raping another, he cannot be sentenced to death. So the four offenses that you can be convicted for and be sentenced to death are offenses of armed robbery, murder, terrorism, and treason. Treason just simply means trying to overthrow the government. Now, if a person is found guilty of any of these offenses that I have isolated, that person is going to be sentenced to death. But under the law too, there are instances whereby a person might have committed any of these capital offenses, and depending on the circumstance or depending on the person, the sentence of death may not be imposed on the person, or the sentence of death may be imposed, but it will not be executed or carried out immediately. One is for young persons or juveniles. Juveniles are persons, or young persons are persons who are below the age of 18 but above the age of 14. But just know that generally, people who are below the age of 18 are known as juveniles. So when a juvenile commits a capital offense, depending on the jurisdiction, it will now determine what may happen to him. If he commits this capital offense in Lagos State, he is going to be kept at the pleasure of the president or governor. What this simply means is that nobody will allow you to go. So you are going to be a government property, depending on when the president or governor may say go. And me and you know that the president or governor, they are even more preoccupied with politics. They may not even remember that somebody like you is there. That's why most often than not, when you visit the prison, you will see a lot of juveniles. And when you hear the crimes they committed, even your ear will tingle. Now, if it is in Abuja, the juvenile will be sentenced to life imprisonment. Instead of to be executed, he'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. While in Kano did not specifically say whether you are going to be sentenced to life imprisonment, sentenced to death, or at the pleasure of the president or governor. But this one now is going to be at the discretion of the judge. But we know that once you have committed a capital offense, even if it's in Kano, nobody will allow you to go. Then, pregnant women. If a woman at the point of her conviction, it is discovered that she is pregnant, if it is in Lagos State, that particular death sentence will be commuted or will be converted to life imprisonment. So instead of the court to sentence you to death in Lagos, the court will sentence you to life imprisonment. If it is in Abuja, the death sentence is going to be given against the pregnant woman, but the death sentence cannot be carried out unless the baby, until the baby is delivered and weaned. Weaned simply means and breastfed. So Abuja did not tell us how long that the baby needs to be breastfed before the baby be collected from the mother and the mother taken to be executed. But in Kano State, Kano says that the death sentence will not be carried out until the baby is delivered and weaned for a period of 2 years. So Kano told us a specific duration for the weaning, that's for the breastfeeding. But Abuja did not give us a specific duration. But this is actually what is contained in paper. But most often than not in our jurisprudence, death sentence or death penalties are not being carried out again. But this is what you need to know with respect to the people that are entitled to exceptions to the general rule as regards sentence of death.